Das Forum Nordicum wird unterstützt durch die Deutsche Avia Mineralöl GmbH.
Dear ski friends, it's a great pleasure also for me to greet all of you here in Lenzerheide, not a typical ski jumping place, but Jürgen, maybe you can help us to build the jumping hills. Let's try. I want to apologize Chika Yoshida, my colleague in women's ski jumping. She has an overlapping of activities and she cannot be here today. I will go through some of the information about the season, starting from, I think something important. We had an important athlete of our ski jumping family that left the active ski jumping sport. I think that the last part of the season was something fantastic for him. After the announcement of the retirement, he had a great performance, and this is the picture of Friday in Planitza. He won the competition in the home soil, and this is a pure joy. It's one of the emblem of the season. But on the side of Peter, I have another athlete that for me is something special. I think that 5 years ago, when I started my experience as race director, I had the most difficult professional day in my life, when this athlete was falling and lying in Planitza for some minutes. It was really tough, I can tell you, and this is special in my heart, and I hope to meet him in Lillehammer when we start our World Cup. He is going to start his third life in these days, because after two born or birth, is now the third time. But let's go back very fast to the last season, and I want to start with this picture. This was something incredible in our sport. You see the picture of Kobayashi in Iceland, something extreme, a great show. Is something special for one athlete, but we want to provide a great platform for all our field. This is what our athletes want to have. But this input is helping us now to develop what Tommy said 1 hour ago. We are now starting to enter in the final phase to enlarge our ski flying hills, and very soon we will have bigger hills in our ski jumping history and new world records. We went through an interesting summer season. Here you can see 2 new faces in our as overall winner. One girl from Italy and one boy from Poland, not the usual name. And it was really an interesting season, and you will see now some of the special athletes of the summer season. You see also the nation that are somehow appearing in the list, and all these athletes were on the podium. One athlete from France, 2 athletes, because the second one will be in the next slide. One athlete from Switzerland, one athlete from Italy. And this is constantly growing and making our sport more global and wider. The last 2 athletes that I present are another athlete from a small country, Estonia, and the US guy, Tate Franz. Both of them are training together with the Norwegian team, and this picture is something somehow special. This is a team that is working together under the Norwegian umbrella since last year, and 3 athletes from 3 different nations, but all 3 working together in the same team. As I mentioned, we want to grow on a global level, and this is the next important step for us. With our women calendar, we will go back to the Olympic venue in Zhangjiakou. We start with our women at the beginning of December. We will go back to China. At the same time, for us, what is still very important is to continue constantly to develop around the world. We are with a stable organizer in US, and this year we will host our Junior World Championships in US. So this is, again, an important step to make our sport wider and also in extreme big markets. The next point that is for us important, as I mentioned, we are going to build bigger ski flying hills, and the gap between the large hill and the ski flying hills will be bigger. So we need something in between, and this should be in a couple of years the next step. The Giant Hill is a jumping hill with an hill size 180 meters, so it should be covered by plastic, and this will be the perfect venue to take all our athletes to train and be better prepared for a ski flying competition. After a lot of positive information, I go into one of the challenges we have. This is the Olympic venue for the next Olympic Games. This is the current status. Unfortunately, this situation lead us into a cancellation of the test event, but luckily we are working very close to the organizer to find a solution to have some test event. The test event will be planned in summer season, in the next summer season in September. And we got the confirmation also from the organizer that they are planning to do something in the winter. So luckily we are still in the situation that we can find a solution to this challenge. Women development, here we have one important information. The FIS headquarters decided last spring to join the forces for men and women. So we are entering in a 3-step phase for our women events. We expect that with this integration, men and women, in the upcoming years, we will increase media attention for our women's sport, and we should also reduce some of the cost. Of course, joining the men and women competition is easy on paper. You can write that you compete in the same place, but then this has a domino effect, and for sure the schedule of the event will be more and more challenging for us, but we are working to find a new solution for the upcoming seasons. We want to take this opportunity to grow with our women's sport. We strongly believe that is a potential, and we want to take the potential with us. Here I show you what are the steps. In this season we will have almost 50% of the competition together, or let's say the venue together. The next season we move with up to 10 out of 17 events will be together, and in the season after we expect to have the same calendar, men and women. And one of the questions that I'm expecting is when we will have the 4-hill tournament for women. This should be the season for the 4-hill for women. Two words about the highlight of the season. I'm very happy that we had the presentation of Trondheim. We were there last week. The final inspection went extremely well. We expect a great event in Trondheim, and for sure we can compare the event like in 1997. Few information about the rule changes. I will not spend too much. These are all the rule changes. You will get the presentation, so I will not mention all of them. I will focus on the 3 red points that are probably the most important and interesting changes. The first one is an adjustment of something that we had already last year. In Vikersund, in the final stage of the Row Air, we will have a special competition with a cut. We start with the best 30 athletes in the first round. We go down to 20, and then we will have the last round with the best 10 athletes. Last year, in the last round, the shortest jump was higher than 220 meters of distance. So we can expect an extremely interesting final round. The other important change is related to the telemark landing. In the past, a non-telemark landing had a deduction of 2 points. Now, in the new season, we will have 3 points deduction for a no telemark landing. And this will have an impact for sure on our result and will push somehow our athletes to set a very clean and perfect telemark. But probably the biggest change or the biggest news of the season is the introduction of the suit marking. And I will go through step by step and I will try to be clear because I expect some questions on this point. So this project has a quite long history behind. We started 18 months ago. We all know that in ski jumping the equipment is playing an absolutely important role, but especially the role of the jumping suit. So since the beginning our plan was to have more fairness and also sustainability in our sport, and this project is somehow going in this direction. And to reach these two targets we need to have a possibility to have more controls and also to limit the jumping suit. And now with the technology that we tested in summer, this is possible. The summer was an important step for us. And here I start to show you some pictures. These are the chips that we are applying on the jumping suit. On the men's side we have 7 chips like that, are really small. This is more or less the size. And we have the suit, 4 chips on the legs, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. 1 chip is in the upper part of the suit in the back, and 2 chips are in front. And all these chips are connected with a software into a procedure that connects the suit with the chips. So in the future will not be possible to change single pieces like it was happening in the past. And this will lead us into the possibility to control every single suit. All the chips are applied with this machine, is a thermopress, and the chips are inside the jumping suit. Here you can see the machine is applying the chip on the suit. This is a suit and the chip. What are the main point of this introduction? First of all, we will limit the number of suits. We have 7 competition periods in ski jumping, so 1 suit per competition period will be allowed. And then I will come back with some numbers, just that you can understand the impact. We provide the possibility to have anyhow 3 extra suits at the beginning of the season. We have also some extra suit for the special event, 3 for the Olympic Games, maybe related to the fact that at the Olympics athletes cannot have logo on the suit, sponsor logos. 2 for the World Championship, 1 for the Ski Flying World Championships. But the main point is that we will have 1 jumping suit per competition day. And this will give us the possibility to increase the controls during a competition. And the total limitation somehow is guiding us into the situation that we will reduce the number of suits per season. Just as a total number, we will move into a season with World Championships or Olympic Games, let's say Olympic Games, up to 10 suits per athletes per season. Last season, some of our top stars had a number of suits between 40 and 50. So you can imagine, and one of the suits, the cost is around 600 euro, 500-600 euro. You can imagine how much money we can save. But for me, what is even more important, that we are becoming more sustainable. Here are the big benefit of the situation. First of all, we include more technological controls in our system. This means objective controls. we can reduce we can somehow close the door for speculation when we mark the suit, because we control of the suit before. And the two, as I mentioned, two important pointers: the financial sustainability and the climate sustainability. We will waste a lot of. We will reduce the waste of our textile. This was my last point. I think that you will have for sure some question. One is Planica, why we had so many falls, right? So Planica last year, as Tommy mentioned, when you have a fall, usually there is not only one clear reason. It's a combination of factors. For sure, like Tommy mentioned, jumping at the end of March is extremely difficult, especially now with the climate change. To keep the snow in the proper condition is difficult. One day we were using too much salt and the landing area was too hard. The following day we had less salt to fix the hill, and it was too soft. So the challenge coming from the climate change is for sure one point. The second point is that the athletes were very tired at the end of the season. We had a very long season, and almost all the falls were after the landing. This means that they were tired, probably too relaxed. I landed, I can relax, and I tell always to our jumpers, the jumps ends when you cross the exit gate. So this was for sure one of the challenge. And for this reason, we are reducing the number of competition this year. We have 2 weekends without ski jumping. One is before the World Championships in Trondheim, and one is immediately after the 4-hill tournament, that are the 2 events with the highest pressure for the athletes.
Okay, other questions, please?
Yeah, absolutely. We believe that this will increase the safety, because we believe that the telemark landing is supporting the athletes for the safety. We want sometimes with the current regulation is too easy for a judge. If they are not sure, they usually stay in the middle. And now we are trying to give to the jumping judges the responsibility to take a decision. Was a telemark landing or not?
Patrick?
Thank you for your presentation, Dr. Castillo. Very interesting. I have a question regarding the problems I have heard on production of jumping skis, with so many companies being in trouble, like Fischer. Is any plans to help the athletes? I understand that one pair of skis costs like €1,000. I think it's especially a problem for the younger generation. So what's your idea? Do you have any idea? And I know it's not really your responsibility to ski or bring ski, but I think at least for the future of discipline, then it's important to help to solve this problem. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Of course, the topic was extremely big in the springtime. We have here Ronnie that was deeply involved in the situation with Fluge. You mentioned another company, we have other company. We are not a mass sport, this is absolutely clear, and it's challenging for us to find a ski company that are ready to invest the money for ski jumping. We believe that we have a very a great opportunity based on the visibility that ski jumping is offering to a company. We have extremely high TV numbers, and but at the same time we need to be innovative, and this means that starting with the discussion inside FIS, we need to find new way for the future, probably to open for the ski jumping skis different opportunities than cross-country or alpine skis. But the topic is currently discussed inside inside the FIS.
So no solution for the moment. Or nothing, no positive news up in the air. And,
I think that we cannot change things or rules during the season. We are already into the season. We started our season in August in Courchevel. So for sure, not for this season. My target is to have a solution for the springtime.
I have also a question. If you want to switch in the season after the Olympics 2026 to 27 to a complete program with men and women together, is it the end of Kusamo?
No, it's a start for Kusamo.
For the women in Kusamo?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think it's now the time that, but for sure we need to think something different for the future, because we cannot spend the full day at the jumping hill. We will find no spectators ready to stay with us from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock in the evening. Everything is related to the overall evolution of ski jumping that will start after the Olympic Games. We cannot change big things next season, the season 25-26. We have the qualification period running now, so we are somehow stuck and stopped by this situation, but we are working to present next spring a lot of new ideas to make ski jumping more suitable for this integration, men and women, and we believe it's a good step.
Yep, for sure.
The guy from Lannister said that changes in the infrastructure of the jumping hill will let the jumpers approximately 10-15 meters long jump in. And he referred to you to explain what changed exactly.
In principle, we want to increase the difference in the height from the ground till the takeoff position. What we saw in Iceland is an extreme situation. In that hill, you could jump probably also more than 320, 350 meters, because it was on snow with a profile that was really, really long. What is realistic from our perspective is an increase of 10 to 15 meters in the hillsides. And there is a quite clear reason. Everybody thinks that ski flying is easy to manage, that is like a competition on the large hill. I mentioned Tande was an example, world champion. He had also some challenge. And Tommy, when we have some wind in Planitza, has a totally different color of the face comparing with what he had today. So it's usually white. Because a cancellation on a ski flying competition has a huge cost in the back. So we need to be clever to adjust the size of the hill in a way that the competition can still be managed properly without risk for the athletes. What I can tell you that athletes are fully behind the enlargement of the ski flying hill. They believe that this is possible. We have usually a survey at the end of the season with the athletes, and I think 75% of the athletes are ready to jump at around 290. So it's the time to enlarge a hill, but we need to be clever because there are big investment for the organizer and the hill owner. At the same time, we need to be careful for the safety. It's still our Formula One sport, and to be honest, is a sport that is not for all the athletes. You need to be extremely strong.
How many meters are the difference?
Is 135. Now we want to go to 140. Is the vertical difference. But the topic is still under discussion. Our plan is by the end of December to have the first preliminary proposal from our subcommittee that is taking care of jumping hills. We have an ongoing discussion with the 4 hill owner, Kulm, Vikersund, Oberstdorf and Planitza. So the process will end in spring with the decision. The decision is clear. We will have a larger hill, so Tommy can be happy, like all of us. We will have bigger hills. but the decision will be in spring. Good.
Okay. Then
Das Forum Nordicum wird unterstützt durch die Deutsche Avia Mineralöl GmbH.